Hey guys, so today we're gonna play Nitemare 3D. It's gotta load up from the DOS box. If you don't have any idea what this is, it's a program, basically an emulator that lets you play DOS games from way back when. It's a really useful program. I think the DOS box 0.74, you can find it just by googling it. I use it for most of my emulators because, well, the later versions of Windows obviously can't handle DOS games and you can't install them, so they're better to just you download the emulator. I have DOS games archives that I go to, and it's got like Commander Keen, Dexter, Nitemare, Super Mario. Like, it's got old games, not just DOS, but stuff that's from like way back when. So like on this, you can basically play any of those old kind of games. So basically, to type. Well, as you see here, I'm not going to go through the introduction of the whole program because we're here to play a game. But basically, that's the command is mount C DOS prog. Now that's just a file folder that I've created with all my DOS games in it. So mounting the C drive, I can just go to C, CD, DIR, and you see there's all my games. So I've got Bad Toys, Doom, Heretic, Keen, Commander Keen, 1, the Keen Dreams, and then Keen 4 is the Aliens Ate My Babysitter. The aliens ate my babies. So we're gonna go CD Night 3D, and I believe it was n3d.exe. It was. And this is a game based on another. It's a shooter, obviously DOS, but it's based on another one of those stories like Mario, where damsel in distress, and you're trying to rescue her. So you're Hugo in this. This is the second game of the series. They have Hugo 1 and 2, and it's basically a choose your own adventure, but they made this a shooter. And I mean, I liked it. It's basically Wolfenstein. It's a shooter with four basic weapons, but it's from my childhood, so I enjoyed it. I'm gonna turn up the volume because it's got a good soundtrack, actually, in my opinion. So you're Hugo trying to defeat the evil Hammerstein because he's kidnapped her. So you've got keys to open doors and a whole bunch of power-ups. But basically, they've turned Halloween into a shooter, essentially. New game, and there's only one episode because you have to buy the others, and I'm pretty sure you can't anymore, or they're really hard to find. At least I've tried, because it's such an old game that everything came out on floppies back in the day. So I'm just going to do the I'm tough in the middle, or actually, be gentle, because there's really no difference between the three difficulties. It's probably, my opinion is just how much damage the enemies do to you. So there's really it's not like there's more enemies, they're scarier or whatever. So we start in a funeral home, apparently, judging by the music. And we get the gun. Obviously, I know where all the panels are. I've played this so much. Press spacebar to get them. Now the eye, I believe, I'll check the configurations later, but I think it's F8 and 9. I apologize for that. I was pressing F9 and F10 to toggle the map, and F10 was stop for my recording device, so I'm gonna get back in the gear. I've changed the hotkeys. So let's just get right back to the game that hasn't even begun yet, and already we're having problems. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, that's my map. So I'm going to toggle. Sorry about that. I accidentally pressed F10. Well, actually I purposely pressed F10, but on my recording device that was the stop button. So I've made some adjustments, and we'll go back to playing the game like nothing ever happened, except it did. Back to the start, just to get the gist of the game. Here's going after the gun. Go kill this guy first, because he shows up later and you don't want him to shoot you. And he turns into a flower. I wish that happened when I die. Are you donating your body to science? No, I'm gonna turn into a flower. So the eyes, the bottom right hand corner there, are your map, as I was saying before, and the crystal balls there, the bottom right beside that, are your enemies. I'm not going to need them for this level, so I'll save them, because I know the second level is kind of confusing, so that's when I'll turn them back on again. But the gist is it's a first-person shooter. It's like a crappy version of Wolfenstein. It's not... You see, it's got like the same kind of like 4 enemies over and over again. And apparently bats can open doors / curtains while facing away from them. That was very interesting. You face a bunch of Frankensteins, mummies, bats. So it is like the same kind of thing, same enemies over and over again. So it is, I guess, kind of challenging because there's different enemies. Obviously, the first level is here to show you what kind of enemies you'll be facing, or basically how to play the game. So it's just got one gun, and with not very challenging enemies, because apparently they don't like to sneak up on you. They like to make lots of noise so that you know where they are. That's very smart. Dr. Hammerstein knew what he was doing when he built these animals, and he also apparently illegally breeds bats. I've never known anyone to own bats inside their house. I don't know where he got the bats. I don't know how he gets away with breeding so many in his house, apparently. Or whoever's house this is. He even stole the house. He stole the house, stole the bats. Oh, this guy's a real criminal. I feel so much more intimidated by him now. He's a very bad guy. So we'll go down here. There's also 2 ways here. There's another curtain over there. And that just brings you back to the beginning of the level, where we were before. What kind of statue is that? No idea. Doesn't matter. I want to 100% the level, so we open up all the ever so subtle secret panels. As I said before, all the bookshelves, for the most part, I think 99% of them are secret, quote unquote. Now those red guys, you kind of want to save, they're 20%. They'll matter more when you're facing more challenging enemies. Where did that come from? Bat! Who eats here? Like, why is there like a random table I guess it's just storage? But you know, like out here, it's nice, you know, roomy. In there, there's nothing. You got the candles, you got the painting here. It's nice atmosphere, I guess. Eating in a hallway in the middle of nowhere, but there you're just in a room cooped up away from everybody. I guess it's just storage. Nobody in their right mind would want to eat there. And I love how all the paintings are the same. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess the game was budgeted at the time. Like, it's not a bad game, but it's... You can tell by the pixels. Well, it is DOS, so it's not a bad game. It's not the best game. Well, obviously Wolfenstein was better, but it's just like a crappy version of Wolfenstein. Oh, subtle secret passage. And a fireplace that nobody uses. And enemies that yell and scream before they attack. And bats that I can hear from a mile away for some reason. Secret super plasma gun to the rescue. Yeah, obviously the weapons get more, well, not more interesting, but less boring. You've got regular plasma gun, you've like single shot, you also have a, I guess not machine gun, but a plasma machine gun pistol thing, magic wand, and you've got another revolver. Because obviously revolver versus plasma pistol is not fair. Basically to counter the enemies in this game. Like you've got a regular silver bullet pistol because you're going to need that to defeat their version of Dracula later on. And they work better for white witches and the evil doctors, whatever the fuck those are. And there's the other secret panel that nobody would know that is there unless they look at their eye. And even then they wouldn't look, and to reveal nothing. Because they needed to put one more panel in, and they say, well, just put it at the back of the level where nobody cares. See, like, why is there so many paintings and they're all of the same thing? Like, my only guess is that, you know, how could you afford all of those? I don't know, it's not a famous painting. It's 10 different, maybe it's 10 different versions of the same painting. Like, if you have a Picasso, he's gonna, you know, be worth millions. Why would you want to pay, you know, like 10 million for the same goddamn painting over and over again? Maybe it's done by, you know, 10 different people, and maybe they're cheaper or something. You know, that's my only... I wouldn't want the same painting 10 times. Maybe it'd be interesting to see the same painting done by 10 different people. It'd be cheaper, maybe, depending on who does it. But then again, that's the game design. That's just the... not a flaw. Maybe it was purpose. Probably was purpose. It's like ironic how the house is that you're in. Although, who the fuck builds this big of a house? It makes no sense. Oh, I missed you there. Did I miss somebody else here? You can also count how many enemies. There's a toggle for that, but I'm not going to fool around with that. Because I've done F. Yes, that works. And now I'm not going to be bugged for the rest of the game. Let's go up the stairs, climb up. Climb up, implying that was really hard to do. I got the red key. Now sometimes you can shoot through here. Not going to try to. You can shoot corners if you can line it up perfectly, but probably not. They're all staring at me like they knew I was going to come through that door. So you use a red key. There's a red card, I guess it's called. And then you take the dumbwaiter up and shoot all these guys that don't come after you. I guess that's the other perk of putting it on easy. But still the easy gets hard. It does. I think we've 100%ed the level. Let's see. Level completed. Enemies remaining. Panels not found 3. I forget where those are. They weren't that important anyways. It's okay. There's a lot of panels in here that I don't know where they are. But here's the second level. We'll see you guys next time.